mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban Excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X Podcast, episode 100.
Episode 100.
It started off early. Start with the claps early.
Let's get it popping
Yeah, man.
away.
Yeah, man.
Now, as you know, for the 100th show, we was gonna bust down a couple of bottles or something.
Yeah. We had them ready. We have them ready.
But due to the nature of what's going on, we didn't think that would be appropriate.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
To be celebrating at a time that's not celebratory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but we still wanted to thank you for hanging in with us for 100 shows.
Yo, this is crazy.
This is a milestone for us.
This is
if
crazy.
you remember, at show 50 is when we took a break.
Yes, we did. We didn't know we was gonna come back.
Right? We didn't. We was like, you know what?
This is over.
This is over with. It was a great experiment. But the next 50 shows to me were 3 times as better.
Yes, for sure.
I think we were more focused, more prepared, and more ready to go give the people what they wanted.
Yeah, and we took the quality of our show a little bit more serious, a lot more serious.
Yes.
We took the stories. We tried to get a wider range of stories. We didn't want to just pick at the low-hanging fruit. It'd have been too easy for us, so we've been trying to challenge ourselves with the topics we've been choosing.
Robert Lewis, thank you.
Thank you for the donation.
And Freddie P, of course.
Thank you. So it's been an amazing journey. Having you guys, the audience, grow with us.
Yes. Shit, you having a baby in between show 50 and 100.
Yeah. Wrote a book.
Wrote a book between show 50 and 100.
We started in between 1 and 100. We started a shirt printing business.
Yes.
We did a lot, man. We did a lot, and you guys have been with us through it all.
And C 13070. Happy 100th episode.
Thank you, man.
I've been down since 25. And thank you so much.
Yeah,
Sneaker Game Peace, loyal fam. Again, everybody. Robert Lewis for a huge donation. Freddie P. Man, we are really, really excited.
Ecstatic, man. Ecstatic.
And for me, let me just share this. That was the first time I ever consistently was on social media. Mm-hmm. Like doing, the first 50 shows with you. So it kind of got me out of, my hermit zone. Because,
right.
I'm really like... And then it was selfish because I wanted to end it there. I said, that's enough for Dot. But the response from the people got on my case. Like, nah, son, we need this.
Yeah, I was seeing people in the street, like, recognizing me.
Yo,
what's up?
So they was getting on my case, so I had to understand that this wasn't about me per se.
Yeah.
This was about us and putting together a movement that we can be proud of. We don't always get it right, but we're not trying to embarrass you.
Facts.
We're trying to have it where you can tell somebody about us and be proud that you did. but we are edgy, we're controversial, we're funny, we're all of those things in who we are in our natural state. So 100 shows is an accomplishment.
And shout out to Alejandro.
Shout out to Alejandro, who's been here from show 0.
From show 0.
And we don't pay Alejandro much, but
shout out to Alejandro.
Alejandro's is here.
But facts, man. If you guys I don't know if you want to do that, I wouldn't recommend it. But those earlier episodes are rough.
Oh yeah, those early episodes.
Our lighting was bad.
Everything was bad. We had a black. It was a black curtain. It was
a black curtain, yeah.
That was sucking all the light out.
Yeah.
I'm already blurple. It was like Malcolm was there by himself, and it seems like somebody there with him. Yeah, and then we started getting better and better and better at what we do.
And then even again, if you just watch from show 1 to 50, then 50 to now, I just I got more comfortable talking in front of a camera, talking in front of a mic.
Facts.
Before I used to just kind of just throw topics to you
and let Dad go off, and people started complaining. Listen, it's a 2-man show.
Yeah.
We're only hearing you, and I felt I had to carry him early. And now I don't have to do that. There's times he's like, I got this, Dad.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen the growth. God King, thank you. You guys have seen the growth in real time. And here's to the next 100 shows.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Because I got a grandson on the way. I want him to be able to.
Little man
I'd like to have little man. This might be much.
Might be a little much.
To have little man with us just for one show.
Okay. I'll see if I can swing that.
Just for having him here.
See if I can swing that.
And he could be looking around and be like, yo, what's going on with these dudes? And that's how we're going to get that popping. So with that being said, let's get this thing rocking. Let's get it started,
Let's
get this thing started.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, so unless you guys have been living under a rock, the biggest news right now going on is the death of George Floyd out of Minneapolis, and the protests that have followed that, the media response that has followed that, the social media, everything that has followed that. At first, when I was seeing the video pop up on my timeline, I was just scrolling past it because, again, when you see cops, black man face down sometimes, and then you've seen it a lot, so I'm just automatically assuming nothing good is coming from this video.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna watch it.
Yes.
I saw everybody talking about it, how they don't want to traumatize themselves, and I've always been a big proponent on not willingly subjecting yourself to just seeing black people get killed.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think it really does something to your psyche, and I think it just So I wasn't trying to watch it, and then the media storm kind of took it by fire, so then I wound up watching it, and it was a heartbreaking video, man. Heartbreaking.
It was one of the most heartbreaking videos that I witnessed, and I too avoided it because, and this is before I found out he died.
Yeah.
Because we're watching these videos, and like you said, we're becoming immune to the trauma, or it's forcing us to become victims again because we're looking at ourselves in a helpless position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I did watch it, it was because this man is begging for his life, literally. You know what I mean? And it's hard for me not to see myself or my son in a position where you go, all right, you got me. My hands are tied. I'm handcuffed. There's nothing I can do. I can't breathe. All right? And then when you start calling for your moms, man, and what that does is that showed me that he was regressing back to a little kid who calls their moms but little kid
right in front of everybody's eyes,
right in front of everybody's eyes when you calling for your moms.
And then what's crazy, sadly this sounds weird, but it kind of hit me worse than the Eric Garner video, because the Eric Garner video, it happened fast, like it was like a quick move,
right,
illegal move. It was quick, but
still doesn't negate the fact that happened to him. But you
this
felt
one seems like it was just like you're waiting for
you slowly sucking the life. Giovanni Hotep, thank you. They're slowly sucking the life out of this man.
Yeah.
And when you, like I said again, when you cry for your moms, I don't care how old you are, you know that death is imminent. You know what I mean? Your mother is your first protector. Right? The one who nurtured you, put you on the nipple, all of these things. So his cry for his moms meant that no matter how big and strong he was, right?
Yeah.
That this was bad. This was really bad. So Let's begin to peel it back, piece by piece.
Okay, so first, the initial video, you only saw the one cop on the back of his neck. You saw the Asian cop standing around doing nothing. Kind of symbolism to what
the whole police department is about,
and what that whole community does when a black person
yes.
that community just sits and watches and does nothing.
Absolutely.
But okay, so I digress. But then you start seeing other pictures from behind the car, and there was actually 4 cops involved. There was 3 cops on him, a guy that was already handcuffed.
Right.
So it kind of just begs the question, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. And then, what was I gonna say? I think the response from the city, I feel like they knew what was about to come from that, so they're trying to get in front of it as best as they could.
I actually thought Minnesota initially, because there's two steps to this. They fired the officers immediately.
Yes.
In New York, they would have never fired those officers.
Nowhere.
And in LA, they would have never fired those officers.
Desk duty.
Yeah. Immediately, right? So they fired them. Then, some people in the chat can help me. I may be wrong. I believe officers have 48 hours before they have to make an official statement.
Okay.
That would be either tonight, I believe, or maybe, first thing tomorrow. So I believe they will arrest him by tomorrow, or them. Should be all 4 of them.
Yeah, I think,
right?
Yeah.
So if that doesn't happen, what you're seeing, you're going to continue to see. But if that happens, if they arrested him immediately, and I mean, if they fired him immediately and arrest him 48 hours after, I think that's as much as the city can do. Now, in terms of how the individuals feel, that's a separate issue, and we're going to peel that back too.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what we need to do. I'm talking about what you can expect from the city.
Right.
Because that would have never happened in New York. These officers will be walking around getting paid on a desk duty, and a few days later, they let you riot and go to hell home.
Yeah, and I think that city itself, they are pretty progressive.
From a matrix standpoint.
Yeah, just from what we understand.
And what we mean by that is that's the highest interracial.
Yeah, one of
the highest interracial cities
for dating wise. And then George Floyd's girlfriend was white.
Right. So on the surface, from the matrix standpoint, and you see I'm doing matrix. Yeah. This is a progressive city. Look at black and white people getting along, right? Yeah. On the surface. So we got to throw that out there. So, but there's still a lot of things that need to be answered.
Yes. So, obviously, even the mayor said that the guys need to be charged for murder.
That's the first time I heard a mayor say something.
Yeah, because De Blasio was puss.
Yes, he's pussy.
He would never. But the district attorney, I believe, he just said that he doesn't believe they should be charged for murder because there's evidence saying that that the cops are not criminal. And I want to read this.
Please read that because I need to understand
for you guys. The question was, why haven't charges been filed when George Floyd was pinned to the ground by his neck on a video for more than 7 minutes? The county attorney, Mike Freeman, said the video is graphic and horrific, but there is other evidence that doesn't support a criminal charge. I will not rush, end quote. That's what he said.
So I need to know what other evidence, because I saw the other video where he was calmly going with them. I saw that too.
Released by the store owner who said...
Released by the store owner, there was no resisting arrest.
Yeah.
So here we go. So now we have another angle that shows... But, okay, let's just be honest. Would you try to negotiate with a rattlesnake?
You're talking about the rattlesnake being the cop? No.
So my point is... When you start trying to negotiate and understand the nature of the beast, right? Mm-hmm. There is no soul in the nature of the beast. These people hate you. They hate your very vibration.
Okay.
Right? You know how your vibration comes around and it irritates the European mindset. It just your energy alone. So they could take you in a ball game because it's a big arena. They can take you in a movie or while you're entertaining, but in their personal midst, your energy is way too strong. It's not that they just hate you, we know that, but they're irritated by your presence. And when you are a big, strong-looking black man, right? That is quantum, the fear that these individuals have. Read Dr. Francis Cress Welson's book, The ISIS Papers, and it'll give you the blueprint for what we're dealing with. So whenever I hear we need to get along, or we need to give them a chance, or all white people, we're talking about the hive mind. And I already wrote in my book, these are the last line or the first line of defense to keep white supremacy in place. They feel like heroes amongst themselves for doing this type of deed, right? They couldn't become doctors. They couldn't become lawyers. They couldn't become judges. They couldn't become investors. This is the bottom of the barrel. And what they can do is they can pass that test to get a gun and come into your neighborhood and treat you less than you should be treated.
Right.
Right? So I'm a little all over the place. Thank you for the donations.
Thank you.
But there's so much to uncover and peel with this, because you got a white officer who don't give a shit, and you got an Asian officer who you definitely don't give a shit. I don't even know how he got the job. You know what I mean? Their level of fear is even greater. You know what I mean? And you have your foot, your knee in the neck of somebody who's already subdued for 7 minutes.
So
you know.
yeah, so at that, when you think about that point, it's like he was trying to inflict as much pain as humanly possible, right?
Absolutely.
So I was at first when I started seeing footage of the protests, people were sending me videos, sending you videos of stuff that was happening on the ground. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised. Like, okay, even if they wanted to give y'all what y'all wanted to try to quell anything before it started, I said, nah, we doubling down, and this is what we giving y'all.
Right.
I started seeing people smashing in cars, smashing police cars, and again, because I'm just used to that never happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In my generation, like
yes,
I wasn't like, I was a baby when the
Rodney King, yes,
all those riots happening. So I don't know about those. So I was actually pleasantly surprised, and then it started to dawn on me though, when a lot of these businesses were getting broken into. I started seeing buildings. I started seeing pictures of fires. I saw a video
set by agents.
Right. It started to dawn on me, because I started thinking about all of the businesses that are already still closed, that are probably hemorrhaging money trying to stay open.
Guess what happens now?
This is the perfect excuse to destroy your own store
for the insurance money.
Covertly for the insurance money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, it got to be something else happening here. You know what I mean?
The way it was moving.
Yeah, it was like, it just escalated so fast, just even faster. And I'm saying, not that and I'm saying, the point I made earlier about the city trying to do the best as they can so this won't happen, but it still happened, and it tenfold at this point.
Right. People are doubling down now.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
so if your demands from the city are to fire them immediately and arrest them, normally you would say, listen, y'all got 2 days. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna tear this.
Right. So yeah. So it was just kind of like the people, and I'm with the energy. If y'all with the energy, I'm with the energy of saying we don't care what y'all give us. We're tired of this altogether. Like, I get it.
This is systemic.
Yeah.
So people are arguing that they went into Target and got a TV and all of that kind of stuff, and they burned down Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? The whole goddamn thing. So don't tell me about burning down places.
And I also want to address the people who love to bring up the black people who love to bring up black on black crime when we get mad at situations like this, because it's always the same talking point. Well, we don't get mad when 50 people in Chicago got killed. Yeah, but the thing is, those people who killed those people, they're going to jail.
Facts.
That's the main point. And then two, I mean, the cops that are doing these things, they're not getting brought to justice. And then two, the term black on black crime is a made up term.
It's all made up.
Right? So you kill you only
kill the people in your
neighborhood who's in proximity to you. If you look up white on white crime right now,
Chinese on Chinese crime.
If you look up white on white crime right now, homicides, it is between 83 to 85%.
That's because you're using common sense.
You get what I'm saying?
And we spoke about this. If I lived in a Chinese neighborhood, the damn triad, they got their own mobs, their own. Who you think they killing? Chinese
people.
So when you hear a term black on black, you get in your emotions about this. Now this riot is different because you got white people out there too, because of the integration aspect, which is throwing me off just a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's not to suggest that these regular white folks who are probably oppressed from being in their house and treated like black people. Don't forget, we're in the midst, the backdrop of this. We're still dealing with social distancing.
You forget all about it.
Don't forget about that. Everyone is still, and this is the perfect time to wear a mask, right? Because now you really can just walk into Rite Aid or Target and get a TV.
This is also worrying me for the protesters out there, because the fact that you do have on a mask, cops are already uneasy. Just like you said, around your presence. Now it's a protest, so it's more uneasy. Now I can't see you, and it's something with a mask on. Just naturally, you just think,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want more bloodshed to happen.
The wrong kind of bloodshed. But there's a lot of legal gun owners out there as well. Oh, absolutely.
Black people. I've seen them posting in front of black businesses like, y'all not coming here.
No, absolutely.
But I've also seen quote unquote white patriots with their guns saying they're not, supporting the looting either. So I saw Tariq Nasheed and a few other people say like just an excuse for them to shoot black people. So I think it's so much happening within that. And then if you watch some of these documentaries and they talk about George Soros funding these movements and insurgents within these big groups to do something wild, because I saw a video of a white guy starting a fire.
Yes.
In one of these things. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And then I saw some people run up on a dude who they spotted as an agent.
You know what I'm saying?
Now if you out there on the ground, Tim Johnson, thank you.
Thank you.
If you out there on the ground in Minnesota, watch for these officers, these agents always wear something alike. It could be a mark on their shoe. It could be the type of shoes they're wearing, because the officers have to know that these are friendlies, even in the mix of the crowd, and they be the ones inciting a lot of this stuff, and it be somebody filming you when you jump up, and because you get hyped because they put a battery in your back. But always look down, and when you see the sequence of, okay, these four people all got on the same, something very similar, then you know you amongst agents. That's one of the ways you can find out and pay very close attention.
Also, I'm not sure if you remember, but when Phil Valentine was on Brother Rich's channel, I want to say in March or early April, when he talked about keeping everybody home was to keep everybody, was to prevent one of these psyop operations from happening. And this looks like the perfect storm because we always talked about since this whole quarantine, the shelter at home, quarantine at home thing started, we said that it's setting precedents, right? So say Minnesota and Minneapolis, they go crazy for a week straight, and then the city just shuts down, brings the army and says everybody has to be home.
Right, now we enforcing
stay at home.
Right,
you know
the full version.
Yeah, we've seen y'all do it.
Thank you.
And we've seen y'all do it. You get what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure. It's just a lot.
That's officially martial law.
Yeah.
They could come in and go, all right, due to this, under the circumstances of that, with the corona and this and that all tied in, martial law, we're gonna rope off Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? With an army. So you got to pay close attention. And something else to pay attention to is this. Even though you can tie the Ahmaud Arbery situations, because even though his situation happened in February, we didn't conveniently see the tapes until now.
Yeah.
So you had the brother who got killed last week. He worked in the military.
Oh, Sean
Reed. You had this situation, all of this,
and then you're watching all the Karens. You're watching all of that happen. I mean, it's like all of this footage is happening at the same time.
John Jellin, thank you. I organize around the targeted entity. 2 states demand concede to get taken out. Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of this is
happening. So now I can't help but to think that PSYOP is something that we also have to take in consideration, because as soon as they began to loosen up the restrictions on those who can come out collectively around the country, Simultaneously, now the dude who was chasing Ahmaud decides to release the tape to the police. Makes no sense. Makes none. And that was one of the first things I questioned when it happened.
Right.
I was like, why would he release the tape?
Thank you, Letitia Perry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then
and Eric Speller. Thank you.
We got the Sean Reed piece. Yep. Then there was a bunch of riots, social distancing, mini riots all over the country, Jersey, this, that, creating a hostile environment.
Michigan,
Michigan,
all
these against the
So
all of this stuff.
The energy right now is at a fever.
It's at a fever pitch. And you know me, you always gotta fall back because your emotions is telling
Breonna
you one
Taylor.
thing.
Somebody said the Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, the Breonna Taylor situation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Throw that in there. You know what I mean? So what we're seeing is us moving from one state of docileness in the home, separation, to now we're released back into the streets, and now it's turned up. You know what I'm saying? Back to now your mind ain't even on COVID.
Yeah.
You ain't even thinking about the COVID no more because you're thinking about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on here and how we're gonna deal with this situation. Now, let's get real at it again, right? If we march, if we blow off some steam, Al Sharpton is in the building, Crump is in the building.
Shaun King.
Yeah, Shaun King is in the building. They all down there getting checks cut.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Acting like no disrespect, but real, we talked about this today. Real activism. Speak on that.
Yeah, so because I was just thinking about the amount of pockets that get greased when a black man gets killed unjustly. Just by, the family gets paid there because the cops don't get charged, so the family gets paid. These activists, these lawyers that never actually put cops in jail, Benjamin Crump, they never actually put anybody in jail, but they get settlements for their people. The talking points for these politicians, because now everybody's coming out, oh, horrible, oh my gosh. And then you got to watch, like, some of these white politicians like Elizabeth Warren, they'll come out and talk about injustices and buzzwords, but never say the root of the problem. Like the police actually did this.
Absolutely.
People who call themselves activists, but only are trying to further expand their brand.
The reactivists.
Reactivists, exactly. Right? The people who just are happy when this happens because they get a funny, a quippy tweet off. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we just started talking about activism in general in the 21st century. It's not what people think it is. It's not what we know it to be. You know what I'm saying? Activism
is lonely.
It's a grimy world. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no financial reward.
It's no such thing as being a millionaire and an activist. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, because as soon as you're telling me you're getting endorsements, that's telling me that this person that's sponsoring you can tell you what you can say and what you can't say.
And that's why if you put your ear to the street right now, who's talking besides, like you said, the bullet points? Oh, that's an injustice. Who is actually on the front line? We're all the rappers who, you know what I mean? And your man Diddy is ridiculous.
Bro.
That's ridiculous. Bro. You're going to call a family meeting.
Emergency
family meeting. And
Amy
Schumer shows up? That's like when Dave Chappelle said 9/11 happened. Let's get Ja Rule on the phone. And he like, at a time like this, who needs to speak to Ja Rule? Are you Amy Schumer? Like the most Jewish person. That Amy Schumer, what can she tell me about this experience of being a black man in America and what we have to face?
Yeah.
Misty Moon Wellness for Women, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like, what can she possibly tell me about anything related to my experience? Mm-hmm. And don't tell me, your people went through the concentration. I don't hear none of that shit. You can't tell me what it's like being a black man here in America. So Diddy he's showing you he's way out of touch.
Yeah.
Way out of touch. You know what I mean? And but this is what we're used to. Our people need to see people in positions of leadership discuss their future live while they eating TV. Or, eating popcorn and shit. So when we come together as the family and this has got to stop, and nothing changes. Back to the routine. The shooting takes place. We burn shit down. We blow off some steam. We go home.
Yeah, what follows?
There's a hashtag involved. The family will get paid because that's why Crump and them are there. They're not there for justice. Please stop. Show me a case he's won.
Yeah, like he's a loser. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess if you're talking about settlement money, he gets it.
Okay.
But as far as putting these people in jail, he's a loser. Like, I don't understand it. And it didn't register with me until I think the Trayvon Martin doc came out, and I'm just like, wait, this is the same guy. I always see him.
Always.
And I'm just like, wait, he didn't win before. Why they hiring him now?
Because they just want you. And then I also think that they tell the parents.
Off rip. Like, listen.
Off rip. Listen, you're going to get paid. We need you to go out there and tell everybody to calm down. That so-and-so wouldn't want this to happen.
The fiance just did that.
The fiance just did that. She just said, listen, kumbaya. You know what I'm saying? Can't we all just get along? You know what I mean? And that's because when you hear it from the victims themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Then there's some validity to it to a certain extent. But these young people are not having it. These young people are out here, and these are not your grandparents' revolutionaries who are going to hold hands and get water hosed and let dogs run up on them. These are not these individuals. Yeah. Now, with that being said, when have we ever seen a black officer mistakenly shoot an unarmed white person? I'll wait.
There was a show that they were trying to, I forgot the name of it, but Mac Wilds was the cop that accidentally shot a white kid, and I don't know how.
Right, it was a TV show.
Yeah.
But in reality,
never seen it.
It rarely happens. So then that tells me that even in positions of authority, when these officers, they black and they put on a suit, even they're scared of white people.
I actually know I know a few black cops, right? Like my age, and they, express how they feel as being a black man, what they have to go through, than being a cop and having to deal with the racism within their own
their own system,
and then outside to getting the side eye. But then, like, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But you applied for that job.
You applied for that job. Did you not? Did you think you was gonna come out and change the community? Stop. This is a system in place that's far deeper than you could ever imagine, right? Because I always said, even the Woos and the Chews and all of these who have major firearm, but they're only looking at their brother. They only looking at the ones who look like them. Literally, and be like, yo, son, I'm ready to empty this out on you. Meanwhile, the ones who are really controlling their community, who hate them, who will kill them in a minute, they just let them go by. Excuse me, officer, can you move out of the way so I can shoot my brother? So that's the mindset to show you how powerful white supremacy is. We love white people, and we're afraid of them at the same time. Show me different. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about a few individuals who set them. I'm talking about the hive mindset. Right? Because this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about a few individuals who are brave and ready. We're talking about the hive mindset. Black officers don't shoot unarmed white. And watch the white officers have a white perpetrator coming at them with a knife. How many times have you seen that?
Yeah.
And they will not shoot this individual. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the value that they put on their lives as opposed to our own and doing the same things and expecting a different result makes black people insane and easy targets. I told you, and I'm going to say it again, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on that, and we can kind of, one of these brothers or sisters is not going to be a hashtag. It's going to be the defining moment that says, yo, hashtag this one, hashtag, fuck that. Hashtag, fuck that. And that's going to be the one who changes this whole situation, because we can't continue to be operating the same way. We can't continue, and even taking the fucking TV, I don't know how that brings you joy. I'm not knocking an opportunity to get some free shit. If you know somebody got some TVs, you DM me, motherfucker, shit. But you understand what I'm saying? We have to have satisfaction in something that's going to be greater than that. And if we're not ready to actually die for what it is we believe in, this will continue, because you can't. There's no negotiating with a bear. There's no negotiating with somebody who doesn't speak your language
Yeah.
of peace, harmony by nature, right?
Yeah.
You're saying, listen, I should be able, and this goes back to the very fables they used to tell us about the Pilgrims and the Indians.
Yeah.
The Pilgrims were having a peaceful time, minding their business, and all of a sudden, a different vibration showed up, brought smallpox, all kind of diseases, and literally wiped them out because they are a virus by nature. I'm sorry, I'm not talking. I want to make this clear. I'm not talking individual people who have the ability to think for themselves. I'm talking about the mindset. Because even if you're white and you're not racist, you still reap the benefits of a racist society. And when all the smoke clears, look at the NBA player, Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, Lord.
He just came out with a text, and we need to pray for the officers too.
Like,
I knew immediately somebody, his mother was white. I knew immediately. Only somebody with a white mother and a black father would say something. We need to pray for both of them. So understand what we're dealing with. Elijah Muhammad told us, Noble Drew Ali told us, Malcolm X told us, Farrakhan been telling us. We know who this beast is. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So, and even before them, David Walker's Appeal. That book is in your library.
Yeah, I read that.
Right.
Yeah, I read that.
All right. He used to sew books into the clothing he used to wear. I mean, that he used to sell.
Yeah.
And he was the first one who called the white man the devil. A lot of people don't know that. Meaning, this is before Elijah Muhammad and all of that. David Walker. It's a very thin book called David Walker's Appeal. Octavius Densmore. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
David Walker's Appeal is a very small book. And because he wasn't supposed to know how to read during that time, that's how he passed knowledge around. Right? So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with somebody who just can't. That's like asking a baby, what's today's mathematics? I mean, like, what are you expecting?
Yeah.
So we're dealing with somebody who can't reason with you. They would try their best. They just can't, and they hate you. So something has got to give.
Definitely.
On this planet.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back.
Yes. All right. How y'all doing tonight? Ladies looking good. Listen, I grew up on hip hop. You guys grew up on hip hop. Skinny jeans, dresses, mumble rap, funny hair, auto tunes. What the hell is that? Purses. Oh my God, this is crazy, man. Listen, you guys have been a great audience. Log on to shopunx.com to pick up the latest in urban apparel. I love you. Good night.
Back.
Yes.
So, real quick shout out to everybody who's in Minneapolis, who's in all these places that are protesting. Stay safe out there.
LA is protesting. New York is protesting now. And again, let's hope it's not a copycat. This is not. I don't want to see a bunch of reactivists.
Yeah.
Oh, they doing something. We got to do something too. It has to be genuine why you're doing what you're doing, and it has to have some kind of purpose to it.
Definitely.
Yeah, unless you just want to be out there taking your photos to give the appearance that you are some kind of activist. And we have a T-shirt for that called Reactivist.
Oh, for the people who, like our shirts, y'all know what this says. I woke up and I logged in. You know what I mean? Famous line from our famous, world famous intro track.
Theme song. I woke up and I logged in.
You know what I'm saying? So you can visit shopurbanx.com if you want your own shirt.
Yes. Well, we have colors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we have colors.
Right,
okay,
cool.
we have colors.
We had to refer.
Do we have pink? Ooh, for the ladies.
I didn't even know that.
All
We
right.
had to refer to Alejandro.
All right, I want to shout out Alyssa, my people's G House Gompas in the house. Today's her birthday. She's also the mother of my goddaughter, and Oswald and Kiki. Those are my family members. My sister-in-law.
Wait, they got the same birthday?
2 days apart.
Oh, okay.
And they both Gemini, so it's like 4 people within them two. So shout out Kiki and Oswald. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And Sharon is tomorrow. God damn it.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a lot of birthdays going on. Hitting them popping. Yeah.
All right.
And that's how that's moving.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So another week, another time, Shaun King, a.k.a. Talcum X, a.k.a.
Talcum X.
Adam Clayton Powder, as my man
Adam Clayton Powder
on Twitter said the other day. So there was an article that came out on him on The Guardian that went into great detail about how he's mismanaged funds, deliberately deceived people, did stuff with his donation money that he's been collecting over the years. And as funny as the Umar jokes are, the Umar memes are, if you don't speak about Shaun King in the same light about how somebody is mismanaging donation money, then that's
a byproduct of white supremacy on the low.
Facts.
White supremacy parading as black power.
Facts. Because that dude is bad. And then DeRay Mackison, the guy with the blue vest on, who probably still
Does he still wear that blue vest?
That is his thing.
That's his thing.
He had
that's his brand.
Yeah, that's his brand. He had the nerve to comment on it, and I'm like, nigga, the city of Ferguson would like a word.
Would definitely like a word with you. The city of Ferguson would like a couple of words.
And again,
with you.
It just goes into what we think activism is. His form of activism is pushing these black snuff films out on his Twitter to almost 5 million 5 million followers. Everybody on Instagram, that's all he does. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's how he got his name out. He's been collecting money for. He tried to come out with.
Is this talcum?
Yes.
Okay.
He tried to come out with a rebrand of the newspaper. What is it? Not the Atlantic. Is it Atlantic? I forgot which newspaper, but he promised a whole bunch of things and he just never delivered, and people still donate money to him, and it's crazy.
Well,
and
people still donate money to Umar,
but people still look to him as an authoritative figure on these cases. Diddy literally had him on.
He had him on.
Had him on his family emergency meeting the other day.
Absolutely. Again, there's big money in black suffering.
There's big money in activism, bro,
and reactivism.
Yeah,
right. There's big money in this. And I never want to give off the illusion that that's what we are. We're here spreading our thoughts and ideas with you, but there are people out in front of this who are getting major checks cut, who are always in the mix, because you have to be in the mix. There's somebody going to grease that hand, right? I'm going to go back to where's all the activists from real rappers and all of that? Why? Because they're all owned by corporations. Yeah. The corporations say, sit your ass down. That's what you do.
The North Star, that was it. The North Star. He tried to recreate Frederick Douglass's
newspaper.
The North Star.
So that's, again, trying to tap into an energy source that's not his.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To give himself some credentials and things of that nature. So real activism means that you have to be getting your money from an unknown source that has to be black.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, back in the 60s, a lot of them R&B singers used to bail out all of the people who used to protest.
Yeah, that's
right. Now, that's a form of activism. Like, okay, y'all 100 gonna go to jail. I'm putting 100. I got 100,000 on the books just to get y'all out, because this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
In this day and time, if Pepsi is paying you, sit your ass down. If Interscope is paying you, go sit your ass down
and
somewhere.
You can tell who's paid by just the real thinly veiled responses they give. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, they don't even really say oppression. They just say, like, this is terrible. Like, you know,
even LeBron James statements. This is a tragedy. He has the leeway because he has what we call leverage in the NBA. Like when Dave Chappelle comes up to receive the Mark Twain Award and he's smoking a cigarette and he say, what they gonna tell me, to leave before I get the award? So that's called leverage.
Yeah.
So LeBron James has what we call leverage. He's recognized his leverage from the time he came in the NBA.
Yeah.
So they'll give him a little bit more leeway than they'll give somebody like me.
Yeah, he still has to be more nuanced.
And he still has to be nuanced nuance with it, right? But they give him a little bit more leeway to give off the appearance that that's real activism. Like, I appreciate them wearing the shirts, I can't breathe. That's a nice passive way of recognizing, but it's not real activism. But it's bringing awareness. And so, then, you know.
And then a lot of people don't understand it, because I was talking to my friend. He's a teacher, and he made a conscious effort to that, as all this is going on, to do something within his school, right? Okay. And he was like, yo, it's not much. And I'm like, no, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be within your community. It's supposed to be like real ground, like grassroots, because what happens is when people try to be these national activists, ego gets involved.
Yes.
A lot of people overpromise things that they can never deliver.
Yes.
And a lot of people, like we just said, a lot you can be bought.
And there's agents on all levels. Forget the police.
Yes.
It's the FBI, the CIA that have strategically placed agents in all of these organizations, right?
Yes.
To the point where your efforts are going to be sabotaged anyway.
Yes.
Right? So no one understand that is a part of the protocol.
Yeah.
If you got an organization, we need to have people on the ground. And now all we do is sit on YouTube. So the agents are on YouTube in the chat room, starting shit up, just paying attention. So real activism never takes place. When I say grassroots, it has to be where no one knows where the source of the money is coming from. But we have a bunch of individuals who are ready to move and operate, along with a hit squad. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that vaguely. I'm not going to get into details, but being a militia is not illegal in this country.
That's actually in the Constitution.
That's in the goddamn Constitution, right? So we need people who move stealthily. Let's just put it like that. Who operate on that realm at all costs. So you don't know who they are, but they administer the necessary pain. Because me and Griff talk about there needs to be a hip-hop drop squad. And there used to be, but it needs to be one where you check these rappers. You know what I'm saying? You check them and you shake their asses down for the money needed to fund real important shit. And if we catch you disrespecting our women, next time we whipping your ass. See, these rappers have no fear of the people because they don't respect their own audience.
Yeah.
So they can say whatever they want, talk about our women, talk about selling drugs. All of that shit has to be played out now that we coming on the other side of 2020, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
If you come out of your think tank and you've been in there cooking up the shit for 3 or 4 months and you come out with that same shit, shame on you. Now is the time to return back to true artistry. We need to hear from artists who put some creativity and speak about what's going on. That's another reason they killed Public Enemy, X-Clan, Brand Nubian, KRS-One, Poor Righteous Teachers, Lakim Shabazz. They killed all of that because that was real-time activism taking place in real time. We was galvanizing real people on the streets, and had they just made the final link, all right, we all in one, you know what I'm saying, a movement, and started that all around the country, that would have been the difference. So, and it brings me back to somebody asked me in the HULC, why was I so on NWA's case? That's why. Because they were the stopgap. They were the ones who really made it about bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, gin and juice, money, shootouts. They made it about that. You know what I'm saying? When the momentum, I'm speaking about just energy. I'm not talking about individuals. The momentum said we was ready to turn this hip hop thing into a galvanized movement that could have activated us. And then it became, and then when it went Hollywood, anytime Hollywood has his hand on anything, it's a wrap. So don't at me on that.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong on that.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong on it. Ghetto Boys, NWA, it became about more, and it distracted us from activism, and it became about just other stuff. That was my only point.
Yeah.
All right.
So again, just watch who you donate your money to.
Yes.
Watch who you call an activist. Watch who you consider an activist, because I think we're placing our trust in the wrong people.
Ty S., thank you.
Like Al Sharpton made an announcement that he was going to be in Minneapolis.
Oh, I'm going down to Minnesota. And I'm like, for what?
That dude is a confirmed agent. It's paperwork on that.
Sucker.
It is paperwork on him. You know what I'm saying?
Ball head mother.
And you know what's crazy? I actually thought for a minute, like maybe he is half black. You know what I mean? Nah, he's white.
Yeah, that's a white guy.
He's white.
He's just as white as that girl. What's her name? The one who was with the NAACP.
Oh,
Yeah, I know who I'm talking about.
Oh man, why don't?
They need to be a couple.
Well, why am I blanking out on her name?
Yeah, they need to be, because she's been quiet lately.
Yeah.
But they need to be a couple.
Why am I blanking out her name? Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So along with the protests and
Hold on. Let's get these likes up, please.
Oh, please. Yeah, come on.
Come on, we got 1,300 people in here. We got 400. Wipe your feet, you know what I'm saying, on the mat when you come through.
Please.
You know, if by now we haven't earned the like, then I understand, because some people said I like to wait to the end to get my like. Jeez, I think we...
Rachel Dolezal, that's her name.
Yes.
Rachel Dolezal, that's her name.
Yeah. I love my chat. You know, they keep us sharp.
Yeah. So there was another case. This was actually, I think this
same day maybe.
Was it the same day? Because I feel
Might
like I heard I saw this one first. But a guy who was bird watching, his name was, what was his name?
Cooper.
That was his last name. His
last name had the same last name as she had. Which was weird.
This white lady named Amy Cooper, she was in Central Park with her dog off the leash, and this guy was asking her to leash her dog, as is the provisions of the park.
Yes.
She said that she actually threatened to call the police and she did and told the police that it was a black man threatening her life. She was harming her life, and then she put on the crocodile tears and everything. And that sparked another conversation, because we actually spoke about this last week, because
yes,
when these white women do that, they're actively trying to get you killed.
No, that is an act of violence.
That is an act of violence.
That is a straight act of that. That's no worse than pulling out a gun and shooting me, because you know the consequences of that.
Chris Cooper, yes.
Chris Cooper, we're going to talk about his ass too in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, back to Francis Quest Wilson and all of this kind of stuff. But a couple of things struck me about that. Who the hell bird watches? You know, that was weird.
No, he was actually...
That's my David Chappelle shit. Nigga was bird watching. Yeah. I found that to be funny. But anyway. And he pulled the white move.
Yeah.
He pulled the white person on her.
Yeah.
Excuse me, miss. Your dog should be on a leash.
Yeah.
That's white people jogging.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you. They go by the rules. Right?
Yeah.
And she was offended.
Cooper. Yeah.
Kristen Cooper, she was offended that this black man...
How dare you?
How dare you say anything to me?
While she had her dog
Meanwhile,
in the
she had her dog in the damn choke lock.
Uh-uh.
And literally laid out the blueprint for what was going to get this man killed.
Yeah.
Had the police, because she was in the middle of a park, had this been on a street corner where there could have been agents or police officers in the immediate vicinity, this would have ended up totally different. Mm-hmm. Or had the potential to end up totally different. You know what I mean? So, but this is why the white woman is also very dangerous. Going all the way back to Emmett Till, going all the way back to slave time, when they saw the black man schlong hanging, they wanted some of that, but when they got caught, they yelled what? Rape. And now this black man who said, Bessie, I just don't want no problem. Get in here. Bessie, I just not gonna look in your face now. You give me that schlong. And after he lay that pipe, the way black men do, and she wanted that all the time. And then little Benny Bob, you know what I'm saying, with a little binky, you know what I'm saying, was like, nah, son. And then they lynched the guard.
Yeah.
And then that became something that happened all the way through history.
Yep.
And it's still the ace in the hole for white women. Yes. Right? Who are supposed to be, what the white man protects. And he don't even like white women. But that's a whole other lecture.
Yeah.
For a whole other time.
Being honest,
Let's be honest about it. But this guy doubles down, Christian, and says, can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
Or his statement was he wasn't sure
that was so,
if she was racist.
Because, what happened was, a lot of times...
he should just hug her.
Yeah, a lot of times when stories hit the timeline, we're never really sure how big they can explode. This one just happened to explode. It was in Central Park. White lady, this has been happening for weeks now.
Yeah.
And they coined it being a Karen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So now
Central Park Karen.
Yeah, Central Park Karen. So now it just it was a perfect storm. So she lost her job. She lost her dog.
Yeah. That probably hurt her more than anything else.
That poor dog.
She lost that dog. Yeah.
That part. So and then he just started feeling bad for her, and I'm just like, dog, like you can't start a fire and then want anybody else to put it out.
Do you want justice or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I kind of get the vibe that he date white women, and I hate to say that, you know what I mean? But he was kind of like caping for a little bit, you know what I mean? And you know, I don't know if she was really. You don't know what else did you need to see, Christian?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just give her a hug when you see her.
Yeah, basically.
That's all you do when you see her. Give her a hug and tell her it's gonna be okay.
I was actually de Blasio came out and said it was flat out racist. I was shocked. Because he's been going in on the real estate agents a little bit. I think he knows his time is up. Probably.
And he probably just gonna throw his shots.
Yeah, when lame duck mayor. Like
lame duck mayor. Yeah. Just throw your shots.
Might as well.
Might as well throw your shots. You know what I mean? And then I saw another case in Minnesota with these black guys.
In the gym?
Yeah. They own a business in that building.
Yeah.
And they were working out. And white privilege says, I've never seen you. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. You're not supposed to be here. And he lost his lease.
Yes, he did.
Let's clap that up for losing jobs and losing leases.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, that's a very dangerous thing that she did. And it happens more often than you think it does. How many football players who these, after their football career chances was over, these white girls recant their story because they were lying from the beginning.
I remember that one story.
So you need to stay away from white women. You just need to do it.
Everything white.
Everything white. Sugar,
milk,
salt, milk,
bread,
flour, bread,
rice,
all of that.
Not good for you.
None of that shit is good for you, and that's a fact. You can take that any way you want to take that. You know what I mean? So,
Fact.
Dude, LGBT from the park. Oh, he was LGBT? I'm not sure.
Ooh.
He was bird watching. That's a little, it's a little happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know no niggas who bird watch.
That's funny.
Niggas on bird watch.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Unless we got a BB gun with us and shit.
So, President Trump.
El Presidente.
President Trump is back at it.
Ta-da.
Yeah, so he actually threatened to, I think he actually did, to write an executive order to regulate social media sites.
He signed that today.
He did sign that today, right?
He signed it today.
And this comes after he wrote something about the potential fraud when people use mail-in ballots to vote, and then Twitter fact-checked him. And I didn't know that was a feature on Twitter until that just happened, because Facebook started doing that after the 2016 election,
right.
After the spread of fake news and things like that. But once Twitter is doing that now, I think it's setting a really bad precedence.
Okay.
I'm against fake news because, again, it spreads super fast, and we're on social media, and a lot of people think things are true when they're not. However, when other companies tell us who's in charge of the correct information, because if you click that actual tweet when he was talking about it, it says here's the real facts about, it's a CNN news, it's a CNN source.
Okay, so you can't believe that either.
So his point was, when he said he wanted to regulate it, his point was that these social media sites only go after Republicans and only go after conservatives. And I think Sally has a point.
Okay, I'm not sure about all of the details of that, but I do know whenever you have these individual companies, what he was trying to do in a nutshell.
What he can't do
is give us some power back in the ability, because they could say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
And because they're privately owned companies.
Yeah, so that's
your First Amendment
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
A lot of people don't realize that when they say we got First Amendment rights. Yeah, we do. But on Twitter's platform, that is Twitter's platform.
That's their platform.
YouTube's platform, that is YouTube's platform.
Mike the Boogie, appreciate you.
Facebook,
Mike the Boogie, yep.
Facebook, that is Facebook's platform. You don't have freedom of speech like you think.
Right. Absolutely. And when you're on someone else's platform, you have to abide by their rules. Like when you come in somebody's house,
you want to hit the like button.
You know what I mean? Because that's like taking your shoes off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just, but right. Again, but funny enough, he's talking about his First Amendment right, but it's actually Twitter's First Amendment right to say we can do whatever we want.
Right. So he's in a quagmire.
Yeah.
He signed this like he was poking his chest out, but you can't circumvent the First Amendment.
But
unless you're black, they can do whatever they want with you.
I wanted to point out how fast he threatened this executive order, then he had it the next day.
Yeah, which means this was already in the making.
But yeah, exactly. Because I'm thinking like, he drags his feet on anything else, like
absolutely. But he recognizes the importance for social media when it comes to the election time.
Yeah.
Right. You saw what happened in 2016. This can be, manipulated to benefit whoever they want it to benefit. The social media is the only thing really rocking right now.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Well, how come he hasn't used that feature when he could just text everybody? You remember that?
Yeah, they can do what they want to do in the end. Quan S. Absolutely. Trump doesn't own Twitter.
Yeah.
He uses Twitter, right? And they, like you said, they could do whatever they want with their platform. But him being the president, Phil, he can override that because Twitter is his kind of way to stay connected with the people. See, this might be, I'm not really sure if even Obama was on social media this much.
Yeah, no.
He may have been, but what Trump is doing is saying, I'm not going to go against the grain, the grassroots of the people. I'm not talking about voting for Trump and all that craziness, but he stays connected to the people via Twitter. And now if Twitter is going to handcuff him, you know what I'm saying, and make that hard for him to do so, then we'll see where that goes. But Quan, you're right. Anybody come in my house, if I tell you can't smoke in my house, you can't smoke in my house.
Yeah, so I don't think he has the power to shut down social media. He can threaten, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of threat, but it's a privately owned company.
It's a privately owned company, but let's see how that works out. Because even privately owned companies should have to have some kind of guidelines that are uniformed across the board.
Yeah.
They can't be isolated from you.
Because I've only seen that.
Because you're trying to tell me Biden hasn't said some weird shit that needs to be fact-checked? You know what I mean? So let's play fair.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I was like, oh, okay.
So this is unprecedented on his part for the executive order, and unprecedented on Twitter's part to say we gonna fact check.
Because Facebook has that.
Janelle, thank you.
I've seen it on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
And again,
and they've got two people in the room fact checking shit.
Yeah, you gotta also take into account the people. The platform's biases. You get what I'm saying? Because I could put out some information that
Jolene Haskin, thank you.
Oh, thank you for the donation. I can put out some information that a certain other study wouldn't support, and then I'll be putting out fake news.
But
you get me?
Facebook doubled down. This whole social media pulled its hand with this corona stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw some things that I'm like, okay, y'all just blatantly saying, if y'all not rocking with us, all that other stuff is fake.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't rocking with Fauci and you ain't rocking with who?
Yeah.
Then we ain't rocking with.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, wait a minute, I just saw 150 scientists and 150 doctors in agreement, and you trying to tell me that what they saying ain't true? Peyton, thank you. We need to buy guns and licenses. Absolutely. We need we definitely do. This is a fact.
Yeah, man.
This is a fact. Roscoe 17.
Thank you. Somebody said, Malcolm, Hotep Times. Malcolm, I believe that text to everybody was a dummy run for COVID-19 pandemic phone tracking system that they are rolling out now. Yeah, I thought that should have been a much bigger deal than it was.
Yes.
Like he texts everybody's phone. Like we all just got, what the hell?
Yeah, that was weird.
You know
that was weird. Like, oh, really? That was weird. So that could have been a test run. Oh, it's coming in now. Charles Quarles, thank you.
Thank you for the donations, people.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Charlize. My bad.
Resting up on there.
Charlize. You know, I'm terrible.
Also, Mark, there was a hashtag that was trending on Twitter called delete Facebook. And it was about the same topics, about the way they funnel news, the way
yes,
you know, it's and the way they censor people. It's
when they take away social media, now what?
Yeah.
Do any of us exist?
Yeah, crazy.
You understand my point? Crazy enough. Facebook and social media is not just entertainment. This is people's ways of life. This is your voice. This is a lot of people who don't have an identity off social media. Their whole avatar that they've created is one digitized for social media.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So if they decide to pull the plug on that or only have certain people can pass information along, ball game over. We got to go back to the grassroots, and then information moves at a snail pace.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
When information is moving at the speed of light, and now it's moving back at snail mail, where I got to tie a note onto a pigeon and shit and send it to Brooklyn, and then we screwed. And we have all become dependent on it, if you know what I mean. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, we have all, some people's dependency is greater than others, but when you're trying to run an online business, or you're selling merch, you need to be able to communicate with people from across the country.
Yeah.
If all of that dies, then what? Right? So let's not fall asleep on these test runs and what they could do with this social media. You know what I mean? Because we have become, dependent on it to some degree.
That's facts. Black Cherry said Facebook is played out. People mainly on Twitter and Instagram. That's not true.
It's not really
There's
true.
only like 400 million people on Twitter, and when you look at it's like a couple billion people on Facebook. Because you know what I realized too? If you want to get a real accurate snapshot of where people's at, Twitter's not the place, and Instagram is not the place. It's Facebook.
Because old people on Facebook,
Yeah,
young people.
yeah.
I think Facebook usability is easier.
Because, okay, obviously, Instagram, you're posting your best everything, right? You're posting the coolest pictures, your coolest outfits, everything. Twitter, you're subconsciously trying not to look stupid.
Okay, in terms of things you post.
In terms of things you
More
post.
intellectual.
Yeah, you're trying.
Trying your best to put forth.
I don't know if that's just my timeline, but that's what I see.
Right, okay.
Facebook is just like everybody and their mom, man.
Yeah,
They just,
my mom's sick.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facebook is like for everything. It's
Yeah.
like damn near the bottom feeders or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, but great observation. And until they come up with something new.
True.
Yes.
True.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So I found this story on liveaction.org that literally went completely under the radar. Nobody's talking about this, right? So a group of Planned Parenthood officials admit under oath to selling aborted baby body parts.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, didn't we say that? Again, I'm talking to the conspiracy theory community. The conspiracy theory community has been saying this, but now we have documentation.
Yes, I'm actually going to put the link in the chat.
Right? So
people want to see
because they get money, and guess who's having more abortions than anybody else? Black people. Ross Ben, thank you so much. Peace to the God. Peace. Right?
Yeah.
So they don't even, when you go there, they call it Planned Parenthood. For them, Planned Parenthood is not you being a parent.
Yeah.
That's Planned Parenthood for their future. It's not a lot of consultation going on there because everything is for sale now. Right? And then some of the products that you drink have this aborted fetuses in it, according to certain reports that have come out, Chips Ahoy and Pepsi and other things. So everything is for sale. Like George Floyd's parents need to make sure his organs is in his goddamn body when they go see him, because everything is for sale. Do you know what kind of organ harvesting took place during the COVID-19? When you can't even track your moms or your uncle who passed, all you know is they passed a shell of them, they done scooped up and scraped out them organs. All of them funeral homes are in on this. Stop it. They're in on it. They have to be in on it. Right? So now you're seeing that you would think that, these babies and these placentas.
Yeah.
Right? So parents need to ask for the placenta, and it weirds you out if you do, because they take that placenta and then because you're supposed to replant it. That's a whole other story.
Oh, boy.
I'm just giving you the science, right? Because if you look at the placenta, doesn't it look like the tree? The roots of the tree? So that's a whole other science. But they take that because all of that stuff, everything is for sale in this country. Everything. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised of these individuals, because we're in the time of the awakening.
Yes.
We keep talking about it. Things are just going to constantly be revealed.
Yes.
And some things are going to be very disturbing. some things that we've been talking about for years are going to be very disturbing when they actually come out and you see them for yourself, that this is not a game. This sex trafficking, all of this stuff has been going on for hundreds of years.
Speaking of, I watched I got a chance to watch the Jeffrey Epstein doc on Netflix, Filthy Rich.
Oh, okay.
It was 4 episodes, like an hour apiece. And like I told you, I gave it like a B minus because it wasn't anything
that you didn't already know.
Didn't already know. It was more from the survivors' POV. They were just talking about in great detail of like stuff that would happen. It was one of the women who said Prince Charles raped, and then she had a picture with him.
Yes, and he said he didn't know her.
He said he didn't know her.
He said I didn't know her, never met her before. EM, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was bad.
So again, and then they stopped short of just saying.
Yeah, so what they did was, this is what they did, right? So they mentioned that Bill Clinton was there a few times, but again,
20 times.
Yeah. But they did not, it was an extra step I wanted them to take in the documentary, but they did. They always just got right to the line.
They played it safe.
And then when it got to when he committed suicide, they were also just trying to downplay the conspiracy theories as well. Like, yeah, man, the victims couldn't get justice because he killed himself. And then they brought the medical examiner in, and he was like, I think somebody killed him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That was the only part of the documentary which somebody took an extra step.
Yeah,
and said,
he was like, there's no way this is suicide. Like, nobody could break it. He showed this bone.
In 3 different spots.
Yeah, he was like, nobody could break this bone. Hanging and lean. And then they also just completely skipped over the part that he tried to commit suicide a week before.
Right. So he was under suicide watch. The operative word being watch.
And then they said, like, it was just a perfect storm. The 2 security guards fell asleep and the camera stopped working. It was just a perfect storm.
I couldn't even sell that to a 5-year-old kid.
Fam.
I couldn't even sell that to a 5-year-old kid. You know what I mean? You know how you can lie to a kid about something that no way.
But that dude, like, just the pictures that they were showing, he just looked devilish, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, because it just seems like, okay, he's not the richest person. He wasn't the richest person in the world, but the level to which he had these connections, in which he used
accessibility,
these connections was ill.
But what you got to understand too is when I serve a certain niche market, and that niche market is kids or whatever your fetishes is, and I'm the go-to man, I become empowered on levels you couldn't possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And if I'm smart, I got leverage.
Yeah.
If I'm smart, like Anthony Weiner had leverage. That's why you don't hear them talking about him no goddamn more, right? Because he had all them videos, and he had that one that said life insurance. All right? And when the 12 police officers saw this and was so repulsed, 9 of them are now dead. What are the mathematical anomalies that could take place with 9 out of 12 who witnessed something so horrific?
Yeah.
Right? So understand what's going on here. So if I feed a fetish, I'm powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I'm leveraging that fetish, shit, you might turn your whole fortune over to me, because if I break down who you really are and the stuff you really do,
bro, it was because like it was a couple points in the story where like I just kind of knew where it was going. It was saying like it was lawyers, private investigators talking like, yo, the investigation was going so well, then it just stopped.
And what does that mean? That's code word for if you come into the courtroom and we was just on my island, doing the damn thing, I ain't gonna give you no time. I gotta find a loophole in this, because you are above the law. Edward Blakely, thank you.
Thank you for the donation.
You understand my point? Yeah. So this is a part of that process. You know what I mean? And when you start understanding these individuals cannot live off plants and food alone. Their source of food is something totally different.
But it was at one point, it was like in 96, somebody, this woman, like, went to the FBI on him, and then they found out, it was like, yo, we heard you went to the FBI. Like, the level of connection,
that's my point.
Crazy.
You can't have a trafficking pedophile ring that runs as efficient as it does in this country without compliance from the local, state, and federal goddamn levels.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. You mean to tell me all of these kids are just missing? The police department is too stupid to pull that off on their own. They're getting extra paychecks to mind their business, just like they're getting extra paychecks to move drugs from one place to another or look the other way because somebody higher than what you appear to see is really controlling this, and they make $47,000 and they're pissed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is not rocket science. This is very easy math, right? So this is what we're dealing with. So one man's hell is another man's heaven.
Mm-hmm.
One man's food source is another, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
So when you start thinking about, this kind of stuff, I'm going to tell you, like my elders told me, the truth is stranger than fiction.
And on that note, we're going to go into a commercial break.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do we have a commercial lined up?
What makes a great t-shirt? Is it fashion, fit, comfort? Is it what's printed on the front of the shirt? Whether it's a humorous message, political, or a social statement made to bring awareness to a noble cause? At Urban XTV, we believe that all of those things make a great t-shirt and then some. So we wanted to create a t-shirt line that was a little bolder, a little bit more challenging, one that stepped out of the boundaries. So we decided to introduce to you our Not So Subtleties. It's one that speaks to the sentiments of what's going on in our environment today. It's one that will spark conversation. So log on to urbanx.nyc to pick up your Not So Subtleties today, or shop urbanx.com to pick up the latest in urban apparel. We thank you for your support. Peace.
We miss you guys in that 30-second span. What did you guys do?
Exactly. Yeah. So some lighter news. The tennis player Naomi Osaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, Osaka. Yeah, she is now the highest paid female athlete in history.
Now that confused me because okay. Now the Serena sisters have been playing tennis for 20-something years.
Right.
And this Chinese black girl, she's Czech. Chinese and black?
I think, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, she's
Korean. She's Japanese.
She's right.
She's Japanese and black.
Yeah.
And Haitian.
She's Japanese.
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
She's black Asian, a Blasian. Okay, anyway, right? I thought when I saw that report, because I did see it, I said, well, maybe just this 1 year, she made enough endorsements, like she's the highest paid
That's what
per
I think.
1 year. So I thought you meant like all time, like career,
I think,
or just this 1 year she's made more money.
That's what I think.
Okay. I'll accept that because
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Serena sisters been here 20 years
Nah,
and they
hell
ain't
no.
made $37 million.
No.
That would scare me. So,
yeah.
So that means the times have changed.
That's what it is.
That's
yeah.
sort of like a Barkley with 25 points and 15 rebounds in today's market would get $35 million a year. Easy. When in his time he got $3 million.
Exactly.
So the Serena Williams set the stage, and now this new, and the market has changed, and she's already made 37. Clap that up.
That's dope.
Yeah, clap that up.
Some lighter news.
I ain't no hater. Get your bread.
Yeah. Some lighter news. And the University of California, they're no longer going to be requiring SATs, and ACTs for enrollment.
Why do you think they did that?
Well, I think it's because they know now college is about to be out the window.
Not only that, I think they know that all of them white people cheated on them SAT scores, and now they have not the same value. Very possible, because more white people cheated on. More rich people. Let's not say white people.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a hard test to cheat on.
Let's say rich people.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Facts.
Having their daughters do photo ops, kayaking and shit to get on the kayaking team. Never kayaked in their life. Come on, that kind of stuff. So rich people, because that lady from that show, she finally pled guilty.
From Full House.
Full House,
yes,
whoever she is, right? So maybe the test is tainted because it's not as authentic as it should be, and coupled with the fact that college, as you know it, could be over. Yeah.
That's what I think. Especially with this pandemic or everybody quarantining, like a lot of people are taking classes at home. A lot of people are,
Yes.
just taking courses. And
A lot of people are taking more trade skills now.
Yes, they just. I think we're seeing the value in useful knowledge rather than an expensive
applicable
knowledge. That's what I meant to say.
Applicable knowledge, absolutely.
You took your SAT?
No,
You took your SAT?
shit, I had a GED, but and y'all still didn't give me my graduation
Because
ceremony.
I didn't see the paper yet.
I showed you the paper.
Did you show me the paper?
Alejandro knows. I showed you and Odyssey the paper.
Right.
And it's supposed to be a ceremony for me 30 years after I graduated.
We're gonna have the virtual graduation for you two now?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna do the commencement speech. I'm the valedictorian. I'm all of that. I'm just a one person graduation, and give me my moment, man. Don't rob me of my moment.
I bet.
Don't rob me of my moment.
But I think college is going. I think it's almost over soon.
Well, college is a hustle to begin with.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's expensive as hell.
Not only that, but for 4 years you went away. Besides growing up and all of that, was it really worth it?
I had fun.
Okay, yeah, you could have had fun on the streets. You could have learned coding for 4 years.
True.
And still had fun.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, there are some things I really think college is necessary. Like a great trade.
Yeah.
If you go into nursing school or something that the minute you hit the campus is 4 years of this, to make you better, a lawyer, things of that nature. Anything else, you really could
Somebody
scrap that.
Somebody made up a great point. They said they did it because the Asians were killing the test. That's another great point.
That's another great point because the test is so easy for them.
It's socially biased.
Yes, except the math.
Except the math.
Math is basically universal, but all of the other stuff, they know how to curtail that stuff. And these Chinese people, see, for them, they understand. If I pass this test, my future could be set. We lazy. We born in the system. We don't see the full benefit. And I say that about Africans who come over here and people who come over here with laser focus. They call you lazy. They don't understand you're being burdened by post-traumatic slave syndrome and a whole bunch of other things. They just come in with laser focus. They know their history. They know their eldership. They know their past. They know their religion. So they don't have to be flustered. They come in and go, I can just get this degree. 15 of us can live in this one-bedroom apartment. Yeah. It's like living in a hut. No disrespect, or wherever we come from, whatever third world country. I know that's kind of racist.
That was
very bad.
That was bad.
But you know what I mean, guys. Y'all know what I mean. If you come from a third world country where they barely got running water, and you're able to come here with laser focus, 15 people in an apartment, and take advantage of the things that are there for us to take advantage of, I'm not mad at you. But don't be mad at us because we were beaten, raped, tortured, murdered, lynched, and all of that stuff, and we're having a hard time adjusting to the things we still got to deal with. Don't be mad at us for that. And when we tear this down, don't be mad at that. Y'all the ones who started tearing things down and burning crosses on the goddamn lawn. We didn't start that shit. Y'all did.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a buck.
Y'all the uncivilized ones.
Y'all the uncivilized ones. Please, just keep it a buck here. Just, reiterating what it is that we've learned from you.
Reciprocate.
Reciprocate.
I took my SAT.
You took your SAT. Okay, reciprocate. Let's just keep it a buck, right?
Yeah.
So other people come to this country with all of their faculties intact, right? So they're not searching, but they're looking to take all of them real estate agent wives get on welfare when they get here. All of them, even though their husband is a jeweler.
Yeah.
On 58th Street, making millions, they all get on welfare. They all get food stamps. They all get Section 8 because it's free money.
Yeah.
And we, in our pride, we won't allow it to happen.
Well, so what do you think is going to happen with sports? Because you don't realize, one kind of just affects the other, right? So in the NBA, they're about to start. You're not going to have to start going to college to go to the NBA now, right?
Right.
But if college no longer becomes a thing, what about football? It's a lot of different industries that are about to just die. I don't know if it's gonna die or
the way you're gonna see these games is gonna change. because now you can't just have these high school kids going to the NFL.
Yeah, no.
One or two, maybe. Most of them dudes are not ready.
Oh, no, hell no.
NFL is, you got to be a grown-ass man in that sport, right? It is so barbaric that you really got to have everything lined up. Basketball's a little different. Baseball already has a system.
Yeah.
AA, AAA, I think they'll be fine. But are they going to let fans start coming to the game again? I mean, this whole thing is off the rails.
Facts.
This whole thing is off the rails.
Listen, because by 2040, man, my son needs to be a first-round pick.
First-round pick, 24. Yes.
2040.
Yes, absolutely. Soon as I see him, I'm throwing him. What are you throwing him, a football?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do it like that. Like, you know, like I'm gonna give him football, basketball, baseball, just like see which one he crawls to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give him some quantum physics books.
Damn all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be a nerd anyway.
Yeah, I'm giving him quantum physics.
We just got to package a bunch of books and
because he needs to mathematically understand that the cylinder of the ball, which is round, is based in matter. And if I throw it approximately 34 feet, Grandpa,
man, if you do it like that, then
cash, cash, like that. He ain't even trying. Good.
Yeah,
it's
I need that.
good. It's good. See, Pampa, my left arm understands the rotation of 45 degrees at an angle of 9 degrees and an 8-ounce ball going across. Yes.
Somebody said there won't be any high school football. Oh man, that'll break my heart.
Yeah. Well, again, football is it's barbaric.
Yeah, it's cool.
It
teaches you a lot about life.
Yeah, so does life. What does that mean? Life can teach you a lot about life. You don't need to get hit in your damn head.
That's funny.
Because there's plenty of times you was out there, I was like, all right, good play. You know what I mean? So, understanding it from that concept. Let's get some more stories in it. We got some more stories?
We got a few more stories.
Man.
Mike Tyson has agreed to fight Tito Ortiz from the UFC.
In a UFC fight?
No, in a boxing match.
So he's going to fight Tito Ortiz.
They both out of their primes.
Would you pay for that fight?
Actually, no.
I think I'm paying for that fight.
Actually, I don't know.
I mean, I just out of curiosity.
No, Mike looks good.
Mike's look good, and he looked like his mind might be right. He's smoking a lot of weed now. I think he's smoking weed with the THC in it because he acting a little funny. That's just me, and I don't know if his punches is gonna be. Yeah, but according to Dr. Wesley Muhammad, bro, I'm ready to get facts on
okay.
There's something in this weed, not just the THC, that they're spiking this weed with that's making men a little bit more effeminate. That's all I'm saying.
He looked like a pit bull off his leash.
Sometimes, and then sometimes I look at Mike like,
oh, don't do that. You won't say that to his face.
Oh, hell no.
You won't say that to his face.
I don't know. When I see Mike, it's really gonna be a great fight, Mike. You're gonna fight Tito Martinez. What's his name? What's his name?
Tito Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz. I'm gonna beat him. I'm an animal inside, but I do have my own weed.
Somebody said Rusty Iron Mike, don't do it.
Yeah, Rusty Iron Mike, don't do it. I think I'll just pay for like a
I would watch it.
Just to see a car crash. Because then he's gonna set up the fight with Evander after that.
Yeah, because Evander said something slick.
Evander's training, so we've gotten so bad that now we gotta watch 50-year-old men box.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Did you see Deontay Wilder? I'm not sure if it was an old video.
He was talking smack about Tyson, right?
Yeah.
You think Tyson should get at him?
Yeah, I think he should.
Nah, that might not be a good look.
I think he should.
You think Tyson can beat this dude?
Deontay Wilder can't box.
Neither could Tyson.
Yeah, he was a little bit more technically sound.
Neither could Tyson. Tyson, why you think Evander whipped his ass? Because Evander was a boxer. Tyson, don't get me wrong. For the people out there who think I'm all for Tyson. I tuned in to see him knock you out. Like he had a 1-2 combination. If he caught you with it, it was over. But the longer the fight went, longer the fight went, it exposed that he wasn't technically sound, especially after he left Customato in them. Had he stayed with Customato in them, he would have been undefeated, the greatest who ever did it. He got with Don King. He started slacking on his macking. Yeah. But he had the intimidation factor. That was 80% of the fight. Once you were no longer intimidated, thanks to Buster Douglas, right? Mm-hmm. It opened up the floodgates, and Evander knew if he lasted to the 3rd or 4th round.
That's what happened to Wilder. Like,
Right. Same thing with Wilder. I need to last to the 3rd or 4th round, and then all that slugging stuff is not going to work. Muhammad Ali used it against George Foreman.
Yeah.
The rope-a-dope was let him tire himself out because he's just a slugger.
Yeah.
Right? And then in the 6th, 7th round, I'm going to come off the ropes, and I'm going to whip his ass. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think Mike needs to probably, he still has an itch that needs to be scratched.
Yeah.
And he wants to rewrite his legacy.
I want to see it.
If Michael Jordan can come back and play
I
ball,
wouldn't pay for it though.
Michael Jordan came back and played ball, and nobody talks about that.
Oh, that was bad.
But if Mike had came back and led them to the Eastern Conference Finals, it would have been, oh, see, he's the greatest. But because he didn't and he played like shit, knowing that we omit that from Mike's record, right? See how that double standard works? So Tyson, how is Tyson?
53.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's in his 50s. I know that.
All right, and Ortiz is how old?
I think he's around the same age. He's
Okay, this is a good fight. If Eli tell me he want to spend the $49.95 for it,
I'll come here and watch it with y'all.
yeah, we'll put that down. We'll
I'll
put
come
that
here and
down.
watch it with y'all.
We'll put that down.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So I wanted to talk about this because I think it's a little bit more serious than a lot of people realize. There's a lot of rappers from Brooklyn that are getting killed.
Yeah, I've been reading about this. And another rapper recently. Was he with the Woos or the Chews? Or?
I'm not sure which. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie because I don't understand it because it's like Bloods and Crips in the Woo, but then there's some Crips in the Cho.
So somebody has it's Cho.
It's
okay,
folks, and I'm GD. Like I really
somebody
don't get
needs to DM me the entire story of the Woos and the Chos so that I can kind of be abreast because it's beyond my scope of understanding.
Yeah.
But I need to know why these rappers in Brooklyn dying and what's the end play of this group. If you in the Woo or the Chos, hit me up. What is this really about? And I don't mean that in the bad sense. I mean like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all feeding people in the community? Are y'all protecting? Do y'all have a crew that gets the women from the train station home? I mean, what are y'all doing? Y'all just flashing guns and selling drugs and looking to kill another set of black people?
And then
what
and what's kind of ill too, because like say somebody from the Woo gets killed, like the other crew, like they're on social media, like really like laughing,
really celebrating death.
Yo, it's crazy because I've never hated somebody to that extent.
And I'm from the era, like I told you. And I've seen dudes who wanted to get each other on sight. And they see you walking with your baby or your mom, and they tip their hat. It's like this. It's not the moment, son. But when I see you and it's just you, it's on and popping. I've seen that in real time. So, but that's not what we're dealing with now.
Yeah,
to the point where we're celebrating
a certain code to war. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
there's a certain honor amongst these.
And then I need to know what's the 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Y'all a business like any other business. Y'all structured. Y'all got foot soldiers. Y'all got those who make the decisions at the top. What's the game plan? Is it just to terrorize your neighborhood? Is it to put out great music, then take the resources from that and build the community? Is it to create a force field so that the police don't feel safe coming into our neighborhoods doing anything they want to do? Or is it just to get at the Chos and then knock down a few shorties? I mean, that's a waste of energy.
And it's crazy because there's something I don't know about what it is about danger that attracts us, but there's a certain danger that is attractive to that type of music because like they're rapping it and they living it.
Well, again, I've always stated that this generation of youth are fearless.
Yeah.
They incarnated during this time for war. You know what I mean? But because they don't know who they're supposed to be warring against because we haven't educated them, they're staging war against each other. So if I'm a warrior and I'm here, I'm just going to start warring with whoever I see.
Yeah.
So with that being said, yes, I will give them credit. They are fear. They're not afraid to die. It's just that they're willing to die for the wrong causes.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. So, even the original Bloods and Crips had a game plan which they originated with a great purpose. Now, I know we're way off the rails now.
Yeah.
Fighting over colors and shit. We way off the rails now. But I'm just saying, when you start these organizations and you see you got 100, 200, 300 members, and everybody got guns and everybody got money,
Yeah.
dude, that's just a waste of energy.
Yeah.
No police officer should ever feel safe, and I'm not talking about killing cops. They shouldn't just feel safe just from your presence, because y'all making sure that the women get home. Y'all making sure the kids can go out and play hopscotch and scalesies or whatever they do now. I don't see the kids out doing that no more.
Nothing.
That's old school.
That was way old school.
But even outside playing basketball,
Yeah.
they should feel safe in their own community. Every Cho or Wu gangster should have respect from the elders, because they, feed the elderly.
Yeah.
They make sure the elderly, but they don't take no shit.
Yeah.
That I respect. We don't take no shit. But when we see our elderly, our young, our women, and our disabled, we make sure that there is a level of respect in place. Other than that, I don't get the point. But I'm in my 50s, so.
Yeah, KJ Baller. Yeah,
I digress.
He was the one that just got kicked. So, get your questions ready. About to take some questions from the chat.
Yeah, let's take some questions, man.
Because I'm ready, man.
We got 1,300 people in here. We got 700 likes. That's about half the rate. I can't complain. I mean, it is our 100th show. Can we get up to 1,000 likes?
Facts.
This is our 100th show. Can we get that up to 1,000 likes in commemoration?
Yeah, the journey has been it's been interesting.
It's been interesting.
It's been interesting. We made some mistakes along the way.
Oh, we make a lot of mistakes.
Yo, it's some videos that we did that would never see the light of day.
Oh,
that were bad.
Yeah, we made some mistakes.
Made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's great. Like learning. It's great. Having business disagreements with each other.
Yes.
Like we just learning in real time, you know what I'm saying? How we,
And what I've learned through the whole process is running your own business is really about solving problems.
Bro.
At the root of it, it's about, we got a problem. All right? Who amongst us can solve it? Sometimes Malcolm shines. You know what I'm saying? He'll hit me up at 3 a.m. I got it. Sometimes his wifey, she got it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get it. Sometimes collectively we come together and we get it. And, sometimes we'll do 2 and 3 shows and y'all be going, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Chinese talking, the volume is great. And we just get stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get stuck.
Yeah. Yo, I remember the leading up to the first time we sold our merch for Black History Month. Yeah, that had to be the hardest I ever worked in my life.
That we were working in here like slaves.
Yo, one, because we didn't everything was we didn't have anything we promised, to be honest with y'all.
We didn't.
Everything just kind of came at the last minute. Shout out to Jada Walker, who
she saved us.
Saved us with the actual merch. She was the plug for that. And then we didn't know how to print anything. We didn't know how to work any of these machines. We didn't know I had to integrate the website to make sure we could take money, take PayPal. It was bad.
But let me tell you what was even the great thing about it is the people supported us.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, one time we did a whole batch of orders. And we didn't have the paperwork form and we was like, wait a minute, this is literally impossible.
Yo, it didn't match with nothing we just did.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there like,
we had shit all over the place, and we worked hard because we wanted to make sure you got what you paid for.
Yo.
And man, we took losses on stuff.
Facts.
Like, just send it to them.
Yeah.
They
got the wrong shirt.
Got the wrong shirt.
Send them another one.
Send them another one.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you for your continued support.
Sure.
And we hope the next 50 shows and the next 100 shows will continue to be better and we continue to grow, because I'm actually having fun knowing that, we got you. Oh, we're almost up to 1,000. 855. Come on, do I see 890? Can I get 892? 92? Come on, give it to me, 892. Let me give some thanks.
Somebody said,
Karina Brent, thank you for the Cash App. And somebody hit me hard.
Cindy, thank you for the donation.
Oh, Cindy, of course. Appreciate that.
Somebody said, do you think it's time for our warrior class to get busy? If you know what I mean. So
Kratos hit me on the Cash App this morning, and it was lovely.
Thank you. HotepThomas.com. You men are both worth 1,000 likes. Thank you, guys.
Gustavio
Thank you so much.
Givens. These are just people who hit me up. Appreciate their support. Lamar Grady.
Somebody just asked.
Off the Glass Basketball Podcast. Continued success.
Oh, that's Zach. Thank you, man.
Oh,
Appreciate
Zach.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
He got a basketball podcast?
Yeah, it's dope.
And he talk about basketball? Does he know about basketball?
Yeah, he does.
Will he invite me on the show to talk about basketball?
Talk to him.
All right, we're going to get that set up, see what you know.
Talk to him.
All right, I promise I'll be on my best behavior. Be like, yo, tell your pops, man. Can't say that. No, that'd be great. I want to come on and cross promote or bring Eli on.
Yes, that'd be dope.
We'll bring Eli on.
That'd be dope. Once Sports Star come back, we'll have him do a sports segment up here as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because Eli's been itching, him and Freddie. You know, it's nothing for them to talk about.
Yeah.
But as soon as this thing gets back going again, okay, we are at 887. We almost there now.
Somebody said, is it time for our warrior class to get out and get busy, if you know what I mean? I think, so when it comes to that, I think there's always been an invisible line, like we talked about, that people get there, but they don't cross. I think you have to go all the way.
And my thing is this: that should be an organization so stealth that it can't be infiltrated.
Yeah, it has to go all the way.
So it's you can't get online and be like, "Oh, I'm recruiting warriors. We meeting 3:00 so we can start shit." That ain't gonna work, right? All of this that's never gonna work. The Most High, thank you very much. So that's not gonna work. So remember, you can't make the same mistakes that all these other organizations made. It needs to be highly trained individuals who have decided that this is the path that they're going to take.
And it has to be understood that money and fame is not the goal here.
Right.
That's where, ego.
Right.
Ego and money, it breaks up the best.
You will receive no credit.
Right.
Throughout history, if done correctly.
You ever seen Men in Black, right?
Yes.
He said, like, you would nobody will ever know who you are.
No, you are off the grid.
But you're risking your life. You are off the grid completely.
Say it again. Wag the dog is a whole nother story, right? I'm gonna talk about that. But it's understood. The CIA have these operatives. They scrub you.
Yeah.
Like and your job, according to them, is to keep the American way going and this and that, but nobody will ever know who you are.
Right.
But if you on Instagram, like, yo, we the hit squad, we just killed that cop. Yo, son, get our likes up, son. We need 1,000 likes. We're gonna kill another cop. As soon as we get 1,000, it can't be that.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's got to be something that's just you understand. Your mission here is to move stealthily and make those things happen, and we would know because we go, wow, that cop just. And they have no clues on how that. Wow, another. Then you go, oh, now we got a team that's moving about. And wifey's saying it ain't gonna happen. She's like, bro, let it go. Like you're a big dreamer, big dreamer, big dreamer.
It happened. The guy who went and killed the cop in Brooklyn, everybody turned on him.
Oh, you remember that?
All right.
Stop it.
Yeah. The guy who killed the cop in Brooklyn, everybody turned on him. Right.
They started marching with the cops.
They started marching with the cops.
He was innocent.
Yep.
Oh man, I remember that.
Urban X family, Compton. Salute. Salute. We appreciate that.
G-Rock, thank you, man.
Yeah, we're not saying innocent cops. We're talking about the ones who do the crime.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, don't beat up old white people for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to, and again, it's back to all of these, the woos and chos all around the country. So the woos and chos is what we have here, but every city has brothers and sisters who moving weight, who got guns, who know how to let that thing go, but society has got you turning, you hate yourself so much that you're willing to kill your own brother, as opposed to just one day, just, you see how you aiming it, just,
if the situation calls for it, because we're not inciting anything.
Yeah, because we don't want Pepsi, who was thinking about giving us a $2 million deal. We take that back, Pepsi. We ain't mean none of that. Shit, my grandson need toys. Shit. He gonna want a Lego set and shit and cars. Shit, if y'all see me sell out in the next 6 months, you know what it is. Fuck, shit.
Pass the collection plate.
Pass that collection plate. Shit.
That's funny.
Real talk, our responses are like a broken record, nothing new or innovative. Yes, and again, that makes us crazy, yes? They're saying they already have the program in place. Let them blow off some steam. They're gonna burn down some stuff. Great for the companies now because they'll get the insurance money, right? They even have their own people out to get your ass out there, put a mask on, and burn down that fucking store because we ain't opening back up. You know what I mean? So we have that going on. We have the ability now where everyone has a mask on, so the anonymous agents can move a little bit more freely,
Which is
than they used to be able to move.
Yes, which
right?
is even wilder now.
So this is wild, right? What's going on
Dude,
here?
I saw a video of them they broke into Planet Fitness and somebody was on the elliptical machine.
80 more likes.
That was funny.
80 more likes. 72 more likes, and we reached that goal for the night. 72 more likes. Appreciate y'all in that chat getting that thing
for sure.
Crack-a-lacking.
Do you check out the Hawaii? I don't know. Executive meeting being held in Canada for the U.S. I don't know what that's about.
Okay. Right.
I know that. Remember the space launch we talked about? They postponed that because of weather.
Because of the weather.
Yeah.
Right.
We spoke about that on Monday.
So they're going up next week, and I don't even think they postponed it because of the weather. Probably was something else going on. That's just me. Because if weather's gonna control whether you can go into space, then
Yeah, then you probably not ready.
Our airplanes fly in goddamn storms.
Yeah, then that means you're probably not ready.
And
to
once
go
you get up over the clouds, it's supposed to be empty up there anyway. I don't know.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's some bullshit they told you.
RoboCops? Who's RoboCops? RoboCop is in the Mortal Kombat game now, though. For the people who play.
That remember playing hide and seek? Of course, Def Rocker.
Oh, yeah. So, for the people out there who think Andrew Cuomo is just the greatest guy, there's some controversy around him because he actually cut a side deal with some of these nursing homes that they wouldn't be liable for some of the people who get sick.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact, and nobody's talking about it. CNN is not talking about it. MSNBC is not talking about it. And instead, Andrew Cuomo and Chris Cuomo, they had a little joking about how big his nose is. So
some brotherly love.
Yeah, so they are deliberately glossing over what they want to gloss over.
Let me pull my shoulder out a little bit. It's been a minute. The whole thing, this whole process was about getting rid of old people. Right? Because of Social Security. The Social Security shit is getting ready to...
I forgot all about that.
Getting ready to collapse. And they already know there's a whole bunch of old people, undesirables...
That we can't pay.
Oh. So they're going to wipe all the old people out and the less desirables so that they can have some money in Social Security when they get there. This is just business. This is a corporate move.
I forgot all about that.
All right, Charmaine Dawson. Congrats on the 100th episode, my 13-year-old son, and I enjoy. We appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
We appreciate that.
Family show.
And if Malcolm had better manners and conducted himself better, your son would get a more shining light. I mean, it's obviously that I am leading by example with my great behavior. No, but we appreciate that support.
Thank you guys.
25 likes to 1,000. So yeah, I think this is about that.
I didn't think about that.
This just targeted like old people, and in order to do it cleanly, the nursing homes got to be involved with that. Like, look, clear all that out, and we ain't gonna charge y'all with nothing. Y'all just doing y'all duty. Because what other sense did it make? It's 98% recovery rate for regular people.
It's like 90. It's like 99%.
Like 99 or whatever.
Something crazy.
Something crazy, right? So that's just me pulling my shoulder out a little bit. And I think this was the long game. There'll be no more old people.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
That's why I have decided to book my reservations for the parallel universe so that I can go backwards in age.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Y'all sitting around bullshitting?
That makes sense.
I put my money in the parallel, so next year I'll be 51. And I'll just be going backwards.
You thinking that's yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like
that's how you gotta think, man.
Like
you can't just. I don't want to get up in the numbers and then the Grim Reaper from Social Security come get me. No, that ain't right. That ain't right. You know what I mean? So
like the way you thinking.
Yeah, I'm going backwards. Side note: the movie Tenet.
Yeah, it's about like using reverse time as a weapon.
It's like they're moving forward and everything else is moving backwards, or vice versa.
I don't know.
Go see the trailer. Denzel Washington's son is in this, and the guy who did Inception and the Batman trilogy. James he's Nolan. Already out there with his concept. So go look at that trailer.
He's probably the only director that's the last original movie I've seen.
Yes.
Like everything else is a remake or
the Inception
superhero movie
was crazy.
Like
you can watch that today and still go, oh wow. Yeah. So this movie is about time moving backwards and people moving forward or vice versa. It's a real good twist to it.
And shout out to the chat. We got 1,000 likes.
We got 1,000 likes in
Shout
the
out to the
chat.
chat, man. We appreciate you guys.
That's the first time ever
Facts.
that we had 1,000 likes, and we appreciate that. To commemorate the 100th show, we was gonna bust down bottles and do heroin.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
with that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll definitely do that. So let's get some questions.
Let's get some questions before we get up out of here.
New World Order. Yeah, well, we've been talking about that since the 70s, 80s.
Some off the glass.
Denzel stopped them cops. I saw that in L.A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From messing with a homeless guy.
Yeah, because that could have went.
I don't know if that's new footage or I just recently.
He had a mask on, so
it came across. Oh, he had a mask
He had
on.
Denzel
Okay,
had
so
a
that's
mask
new.
on.
So Denzel got out of his vehicle. I'm pretty sure he let them know he was Denzel. You know what I'm saying? And he stopped that. That old lady in that wheelchair was not an old lady. Out there doing the riots. She was out there stabbing people and shit.
Yeah.
And then she got up and walked away and shit.
They were spraying her with a.
They doused
fire
her. Oh my
extinguisher.
God.
Jesus.
So it's a lot of different layers to this stuff that's going on. Why are they waking up the sleeping dead dragon on purpose? We might black out on them. Yeah, well, the planet is waiting. Everybody's waiting for the blackout. They keep poking the bear and go, now just another march, just another niggas just want a TV.
Somebody said, why does Flint still doesn't have clean water? Great question.
Great question. But they can find these billions and trillions of dollars now, to help these small businesses out.
Yeah.
Anyone hear about Isaac Cappy? Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know what that is.
Please explain. I heard that name. DC is turning up too. Yeah, they did. Everybody's turning up now.
T.I. and a bunch of other people, they're saying that June 7th is going to be an economic boycott.
That means everybody on that day don't buy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to refer back to my book, Urban Culture Decoded. I told y'all how to do this. And I'm not a genius. It's just common sense. I said take one company at a time. If it's Pepsi and all of Pepsi's products, do not buy them, buy Coke, if you have to get a buzz. And what that does is if everybody say, we're not messing with Pepsi or gas, just go an extra mile because Exxon is on our list this month. We are boycotting Exxon around the country. That just means drive a few miles over to get your gas. Now, they think they're safe because they're going to make extra money for a little while. We coming for that money too. Do it systematically, because when you ask people to just drop everything they're doing, don't buy gas for a week and this and that, and people start thinking about their individual lives, it don't work, right? So whenever we say boycott, something crazy, so let's boycott systematically. That's what Twitter is here for. Somebody pick the damn brand. Let's all get on it and say this brand for the next 90 days, no matter what you do not buy that. If you are a Chick-fil-A sandwich person and we are boycotting them, go to Popeyes. And I know that sounds extreme, but I'm trying to lay it out so that we can wean ourselves collectively. And that's what I wrote in my book, Urban Culture Decoded. You can go get it.
But yeah, I feel like that's one of the only protest that kind of made sense to me.
Vita Ho, thank you. Vita Hoy? I don't want to.
You called her a hoe.
I did not mean that. Vita Hoy. Let's go with that. All right? Vita Hoy.
Thank you.
We thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for the support, Malcolm. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Systematically do
it. That made sense, because when you think about we just gonna not buy stuff. Everybody's gonna say, I need to get food today.
I need to get to work.
Yeah,
I know you need to get to work.
Yeah, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
So let's just boycott one company at a time. And trust me, by the time the momentum get to company number 3, we'll start being able to have real people go in and say, listen, this is what we need. Other than that, because we're consumers.
Somebody said ban Chinese food. That's what we need.
Oh, you need to ban that. You need to ban that.
That's
I told you.
Need to do.
Because I don't know what the hell they making in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay out of there at all costs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, the charges got dropped against Kenneth Walker, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend.
The charges did get dropped against him, absolutely. We forgot to mention that last week. So all charges against homie, because they ain't got no case. And they know they screwed up.
Yeah.
And they know they got to answer to a higher authority on what really happened. What was that in St. Louis? I believe that was in St. Louis.
Yes, it was. Right.
Yeah. So even with the Chinese restaurant, because this could be a local thing too. Everybody in your neighborhood could say, this Chinese restaurant right here, don't go in there. We're going to go in there. If you must get Chinese food, you go in that one. But we're going to shut this one down, and then we're going to walk over there, and we're going to shut that one down. See, when we scatter our resources, our energy, and our attention, nothing gets done. But if it's focused...
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that works on a local level. It works all the way up the line. You can thank me later for it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
sweet.
you can get that book.
Yes. Shop Urban
Were you
Xcellence.
dapping me and I didn't see it?
No. I pressed the button. I clapped it
All
up.
right.
Clapped it up.
Eric Rankin, thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats on the milestone, Jim. We appreciate you.
That. Appreciate that.
Let's get some questions. They marching in Denver. We shall overcome. Is that it? Is that what they're doing now? Louisville, right. That's the St. Louis. It was Louisville. Thank you.
That's what I thought.
Okay, my bad. I'm always spreading fake news around here. Always. That's my thing. Kentucky. It was in Kentucky. No, it was Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Hawaii is one of the largest Asian tech companies in the world. Canada basically holding the daughter owner hostage for the U.S. I didn't.
Yeah, send that link.
Yeah, send that link.
I would love to read that. Shut down an Asian. Yeah, facts, man.
Yeah, make your own Chinese food.
Bringing that food from Wuhan.
Cause I ate
that bat stew.
I told you I was in there one day, and I gave their food back.
Yo,
Leo Davis, thank you, Lee Davis. I think I ordered the General's Chow or something.
Yeah.
And I took one bite of that, and I was like, y'all can have that. I've been eating chicken my whole life.
Yeah.
That ain't chicken.
Yeah.
And I just walked out. I didn't want my money back. What do you want? I just want to leave. Y'all can have this.
The Chinese store around here, I had literally, I bought it, came back hype. I had one bite and just threw it out. I was like, this is gross.
Yeah. That's when I knew, and that was the last time I've eaten in a Chinese place. I have eaten in the fake Chinese place. What's that place? Pan House.
No, are you talking about Pan Express?
Pan Express. Panda Express.
Yeah.
That is fake Chinese food. That is what Chinese food would taste like if it was Chinese food. So
first of all, none of that is Chinese food.
Yeah, it's right. But my point is
the most Americanized.
Right. Just like Off the Glass. Again, thank you. 50% deaths in Illinois nursing home, 20% disability home.
Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah. See. Yeah. None of it. Even 4 wings and fly lice.
Yeah, that's
it's
not Chinese
food. It's what Chinese people think you think Chinese food is.
And then they just put an American name. A Chinese name on
Fortune
it.
Fortune cookies came from San Francisco. Yeah.
General Tso's chicken, like that is not.
But when I go into Panda Express, they have a layout of what Chinese food.
Can I get
according
that
to the
orange
Matrix,
chicken, please?
Orange chicken, please, and that rice. And let's get that thing popping. Yeah. Wow, my glasses are really fogging today. I guess I'm earning my bread today.
Yeah, man.
It's
Shaun King is an agent. All facts.
foggy in this piece. Isaac Cappy made several YouTube videos exposing Hillary and Obama and them. Yes, he passed away. Yes.
Oh, he was killed.
He was killed.
Word.
Absolutely. Listen, you can't mention certain people.
Oh yeah, they catch bodies.
They catch their body count is, and I think even Young Pharaoh put up. Shout out to Young Pharaoh. He put up a piece of a link with the list of all the people they bodied.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a long list. You couldn't possibly, Kim Langford, thank you
for the donation.
You couldn't possibly put that many people dead in one goddamn state, let alone connected to one bunch of people.
Yeah.
So it is not a game. Their wet work, their team, that does the wet work for them, they don't play.
Lord have mercy.
Shit, they don't play. They going down guns blazing. You better believe it.
Somebody said boycott Jordan brand. They made in China. Yo, did you hear that audio of Jordan saying
confirming
that he wasn't gonna play if Isaiah was on the team?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? He lied a lot in that doc.
Dude, he lied all up and down the doc because he's telling the story.
Yeah, he had to edit. Like he controlled all of it. Corey Taylor, thank you.
And side note, I saw a dope documentary by Stephon Marbury. And a kid from Coney Island, something to that effect.
We remember we promoted it up here.
Yeah, we promoted it up here, but me and wifey actually sat and watched the documentary, and it was amazing just what he was able to do to start his career. And after losing his father is when he really lost it. You know what I mean? He tried to put y'all on with those sneakers and let y'all know that them sneakers cost the same amount. And then because you're going up against a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate when you do that, and you're one basketball player. And Stern and all of them are involved with this.
Yeah.
So they had to get rid of him.
You know, I remember, I forgot where I was. I was watching people get like 7 and 8 pairs at a time.
Absolutely.
I was just like, whoa.
Absolutely, because, I bought you some.
I wore them in gym class. I didn't wear them outside.
Because you was under mind control.
True. Even I didn't wear Jordans though.
Yeah, you didn't. You know I give you that.
Yeah.
But what Marbury did at the peak of his stardom, think about Coney Island alone.
Right.
At the peak of his stardom, parents were able to go in and get 5, 6, 7 pair of these sneakers. This wasn't a washed up player.
Yeah.
So he had forward thinking because he understood, what parents have to go through to try to get these goddamn sneakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was a major move, but he was fighting corporate America.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that he went to China to play ball, because ball is life. For those who play ball is life. So he went and renewed himself, and they got 2 statues of him. I'm not mad of him. He came back to his hood and has been putting money in his hood. When Katrina broke down, he put up money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can say what you want to say about his skill set, which was a 20 and 10 lifetime guy. You know what I mean? The documentary was really good. As a matter of fact, my wife's uncle was in that documentary.
Oh, for real?
He was a mentor of Stephon Marbury. Yes.
Oh, Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Yeah, my fault.
Hey, yeah, she from Coney. I check my wallet every time I walk past her, because certain traits don't leave you. I'm like, hey, boo. Hey, all right.
Y'all, you good?
Keep walking now. I know how you motherfuckers in Coney Island do. Get you.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Jordan lied. You know what's crazy about Jordan though?
And his eyes look very yellow.
That is telling.
That's something. Something is going on.
But you know what's crazy? Like he had just like it bugged me out. He had no problem with ruining people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his high school coach. You know that story? Like he didn't make his high school team.
He blamed the coach.
He blamed the coach, right? But he had no problem. But you don't hear about the fact that the guy who made it over him was like 6 inches taller than him.
6 inches taller.
And then he still played JV, so you still played. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It was just like,
they don't tell you all of that stuff. And I didn't hear him speak favorably about anybody in this whole goddamn documentary. Everybody he spoke of was below him.
You know what's crazy? You know who did that? Diddy in my high school.
Oh, he did the same thing?
Because it was a rumor that he was mad at the coaches because his senior year he lost his starting position on the football team. And then I asked my coach, I'm like, yo, so like what happened? He was like, yo, did he tell you that the guy who played ahead of him went to LSU on a full scholarship? You get what I'm saying?
He didn't tell you all that.
He didn't tell you all of that.
He just told you he was Diddy and he got cut. Yeah. Facts.
What other questions do you got, y'all?
Beep. It's time to get out of here.
Yeah, guys. So don't forget to I'm redesigning the blog, so that's almost done.
Redesigning the blog.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
We're redesigning thumbnails too.
So if you see something that looked a little different, don't be alarmed. We're just
we just redesigning things.
Things.
Trying to bring it up to speed and up to par.
Facts. If you want to watch any of our old episodes, we have everything organized in a nice, neat playlist for you.
Yes.
Don't forget to visit shopurbanx.com to pick up some of your favorite apparel.
Yes.
Pick up my book, his book.
Yes.
What else? And if you're listening right now, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere podcasts are streamed, don't forget to rate us. Don't forget to comment.
Yes.
And we will appreciate it. And with that being said, we thank you guys for this journey.
Yes.
We thank you guys for being here since day one.
Yes.
And here's to another 100 episodes.
Peace, and we love you all.
Peace.